Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian as a Weirdo. Yeah, I guess I've been doing my videos like this for a while. Cause I don't know, I'm having these like weird, like I'm having like the racing thoughts and like the energy of like a hypomanic episode, but I don't have the physical energy to do those things, so it's a very conflicting place in my brain. But one thing I'm thinking about is maybe starting to do. Oh my gosh, I just got super dizzy. I like blinked too fast. You can tell I don't move a lot because literally just like setting up my light situation, which is turning on 3 lights, turning on my laptop, just like coming in here has been a lot of physical. Okay, so you're seeing me actively on the struggle bus, which sometimes we're on it. We're on a ride we didn't sign up for, and that's okay. I'm not crying. I was a little laugh crying, because it's just pathetic, really. But I think I've been getting worse. So what I'm gonna do? I have so little energy. I have so little everything except like mental energy, and then that's going like flying like a little bit too high above radar, so it's very topsy-turvy on my body and my mind. I think I mentioned that this has been like a extraordinarily hard mental health journey for me, as well as a physical journey, because those things are so closely tied together. If you're wondering what my shirt is, it is my wife and I like to like one up each other buying ugly shirts for each other. Usually the culprit is Walmart. They have great ugly shirts. They have great clothes. I mean, I really buy a lot of my clothes from Walmart, but she had like several years ago found this on sale after St. Patrick's Day. There's a leprechaun cat riding a llamacorn. It's ridiculous. That is one of my favorite shirts. It's so stupid. And it's huge and it's great for, being sick and or tired. This is just water. Just adds up. Not that you would think I would be drinking it differently in this state. This is a really weird place for me to be. But I was thinking of starting to do like scheduled lives or something like that. Try to get back on the train of like having people kind of know when I'm gonna be around and do things a little bit more regularly. Especially as my IOP, I think it's coming to an end, which is really, it's weird timing because I'm like, do I need to stop going to IOP and like have to start the search for a new therapist, or do I need to or do I need like a higher level of care because I'm so emotionally unwell that I probably need some more support. But I just like, I don't know what anyone can say to me right now that's going to get me out of this really dark place in my head. And that's kind of where the problem lies, right? Like, I just don't know what could help. So before I start crocheting, if I can get to that, I'm gonna let me use my spirometer and show you how little progress I've made. 1 second. Okay, so I've been able to get just above 1,000 milliliters, which isn't great. It feels like shit. But I've been practicing my breathing exercises. I've been using my spirometer, not as much as I should, but I did a lot at the beginning, and then it got really discouraging and it started to really hurt. But I think that's kind of the point, is that you kind of push yourself. it's kind of any kind of physical therapy, respiratory therapy. You just kind of push yourself, but obviously not to like bad conclusions, but to healthy growth. So let's see. Did get higher. Oh my gosh, I got a lot higher. Holy shit. That's pretty cool. Although this thing will never stop being ultra phallic to me. I got to 1750. Almost doubled what I had last time I moved the mark that measures, that holds your, you know what I'm talking about, right? So I'm pretty gross. I need a shower. I'm on like day 2 or 3. But I like haven't washed my face. Probably I washed my face the day I got back from the hospital. I don't think I washed it since. I feel disgusting. I feel so gross. I am super late on my testosterone, which is not good. But I stopped having a family doctor, and then I kept on like canceling and rescheduling things because I kept on forgetting why I was going to a family doctor in the first place, and then I had all these other health problems, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And so I haven't had my tea. I'm like overdue by like a month, which I'm not happy about, but priorities, right? So I haven't worked on this bag at all. And I'm gonna just continue doing that. It takes a lot out of me to do anything these days. I find myself sleeping a lot, or trying to sleep rather. I'm with my new sleep medicine. I wake up really early. Like normally I'm up at like 3 a.m. Today I woke up at 5, which felt like a blessing. But I still don't. I feel like my body needs like more sleep than it's getting. But the sleep medicine's like a little bit more of a. I wouldn't say stimulant necessarily, because that's not the classification it is. But it's like so many sleep medications. I feel like so groggy and like hungover afterwards that one of my requests for the sleep medication was that I would not have that hungover feeling. And while I don't, it means that I'm also not getting enough sleep, because if I'm like half awake, then I'm like fully awake, and then that's a little bit of a struggle. So it's hard also with your body healing. You tend to need more rest, you tend to need more blah blah. And so I just I'm just doing my best here. Sorry I look like you know, piece of shit right now. But I guess, it's bound to happen at one point. I've had a lot of friends and people in my life reach out to me recently, which has been really cool. I posted something on social media. I'm not sure I mentioned it last time, but I'm not big on New Year's resolutions. I'm more about like manifesting by like actually paying attention to shit that goes on in my life and like places where I'm lacking. Sorry, my throat really hurts. I don't know why. Preggy Pop, because I'm also super nauseous. If you haven't heard me talk about Preggy Pops, I should be their spokesperson at this point. You don't have to be pregnant to eat them. They're slightly sour candy, which helps with nausea. To me, they are my favorite anti-nausea medication. They're one of the only things that help. I do like Nausine, but if I'm really nauseous, that like cherry sickness flavor, I can't do it. So that's helps. Also makes me salivate a lot, so I'm like start drooling. That's not because I'm officially brain dead. Maybe it is, I don't know. I can't tell the future. But But yeah, so instead of doing a New Year's resolution, which it still feels like New Year's to me because I've been basically physically incapacitated the whole year thus far, um, I said, like, hey, like, I recognize that I haven't been, like, a great follow through friend. Like, we'll make plans to hang out, and I don't really follow through. And, you know, I'm, becoming such a homebody and have agoraphobia. And, like, I don't talk to people. I have all these friends on Facebook I don't talk to. And so I, um, I wanted to, uh, kind of change that. And so I put a post out there into the universe and was just like, hey, my goal for the new year is to rekindle friendships and to stick with it. And a bunch of people have reached out to me. Heads up, if you do reach out to me on Facebook, make sure you're reaching out to me and not my life coach page, because a bunch of people do that and I don't get those notifications as often. So please make sure you're doing that. Like, I forgot who it was. It was someone from YouTube, and they were literally contacting my life coach page, and I saw it just like yesterday, and I was like, these are like weeks old. So just make sure. It's really easy to confuse, I understand, and like the pictures are pretty close to each other, so no worries. It's not a big deal that it happened, but if you want me to get back to you like faster, like, actually contact my page. I mean, it's not my page. I don't know. I don't know what it's called anymore. What is anything called anymore? I don't know. What the fuck? Um, but yeah, so, but yeah, I'm thinking about doing like scheduled lives and stuff like that. Um, once I start feeling better, I talked in my last video, I think, about not really having like the emotional capacity to like deal with like offhanded comments. And like, I think that's something that, like, you know, we all know our limits, or we're learning our limits. And, it doesn't, sorry, I'm slobbering so much. It doesn't mean that you're, weak or anything for establishing boundaries, establishing limits, knowing your body and your mind and your brain to mouth connection. Mine's very weak. And so, like, things that normally I just let like brush off my back, really do start to bother me. And I just like, and no one's been like particularly mean or anything like that. Someone did try to troll me the other day, and usually I like trolls because like they're stupid, but this person, I mean, was also stupid. And I think it was like my pride prep video, and they're like, get a job, and I'm like, that's such a weird, for me, like, I was just like, I don't understand what your what's your purpose. Oh, it hurts to hurt. Hurts to hurt. Hurts to laugh. I was like, what if I could? I mean, I gave it back a little bit, but probably could have been more well said if I had, like, two brain cells that could, rub together at this point. I really do like this yarn. So this is Sparkle this is the Sparkle variety of Big Twist. I don't have the tag for it, but it's the silver one, the gray and silver. And it's actually so surprisingly easy to work with, some metallic yarns. Or maybe it's the hook combination of the yarn and the hook, but it's really just so easy to work with. It's really nice, and I just feel much more relaxed with it. It's been really hard to crochet because I can't really sit in any comfortable manner. I can really lie in any comfortable manner. my sleeping method now. Like, I'm a side sleeper, like, through and through, but I traditionally sleep on my right side. And my right side that's the side where your gallbladder is, or was, if you're mean. So sleeping on that side hurts quite a bit. So I'm trying to like learn to sleep on the other side, which is like really weird. And sometimes I try to sleep on my back, and I'm like, oh, my ribs are weird. I'm just a sad sack. But I look forward to being able to go live with you all, even if it's just a shorty. You know, like, I feel like I've like neglected to, not neglected, I don't know. I just haven't been really like, I just haven't been really, it's not just the emotional thing with pride, it's also just like my body gets weak so fast that it's really hard for me to like keep up the stamina of like, you know, I could do a longer recorded video like this than I could do a live, because like I feel like with lives, like, you have to be working on a project, and then you're like reading all the comments, and you're reacting to all the comments, and you're talking to everyone and asking people questions, and it's a lot of energy, especially with you notice that energy deficit you have, especially when you know, people start to come in and you're just like, I just want to go away. So that's why my lives before have been pretty short, is because I just don't have the energy right now to like, I mean, it's so physically and mentally exhausting. But I know there are people out there that I don't have to tell twice that this is a lot to do. So I just appreciate all the support that I get from you all. It really means a lot to me. You know, I'm trying to be more active on like social media if I can, but it's really, really hard because like I've been looking at the screen so much that like my eyes are starting to hurt all the time. I'm just falling apart. Sorry, my cat's trying to break free. But then he'll want to go back inside, so I just like, I don't know what you want, cat. Oh, my wrists are hurting too. Sorry, I hate to be so mopey. Like, this is like, if I were you, I wouldn't watch this, because this just is like boring and depressing to me. But luckily, you all have more patience and compassion than I do. But yeah, I'm still not sure about pride. It's really hard to think about anything in the future because my future seems very tenuous right now. I guess that's the word. Tentative. I'm just trying to get through it. So I guess I'm making some progress if I can do that on the spirometer, but it feels worse. Like, it feels awful. It feels like someone's using my lungs as punching bags constantly. And like, I have my top surgery is scheduled for this year, and it's scheduled, so my pre-op is the end of February. It's actually on the leap day. And then 1 month later is my surgery. And I did call my plastic surgeon's office, just like in the, you know, desire to be fully transparent. Be like, hey, my lungs are collapsed a little bit, and I don't really know what the recovery timeline is for that generally. So, you know, just a heads up, because I don't know if I can mentally take another blindside, like what happened to me in September. You know, I believe I mentioned it in the last video, but basically, like, there are maybe it was my last live. I don't know. But basically, there's a rule set by a organization that works primarily with the healthcare standards of care for trans patients. And one of their standards of care, which is not a requirement of care, but is a standard of care, that you do not receive, you do not get hospitalized for mental health reasons, specifically SI, within a year of your surgery. And so I had a little situation last February where I didn't even get admitted. I went home the very same day, night, whatever, and did not get admitted, but they're taking that as an opportunity to they use the opportunity to cancel my top surgery literally the week before my consultation. So which, they wouldn't talk to me afterwards. They treated me like shit. Like, it was awful. And so it's like, oh, you don't want me to be suicidal? Sorry to speak so candidly about it, but it was like, oh, because I was suicidal 7 months ago, and went home. I didn't even get admitted to the hospital. But because that happened, you are going to do this devastating move. Devastating. And you can justify this all you want in the comments. I don't care. It was, the way they did it was fucked up. If that's the standard of care, that's the standard of care. But no one had told me. And until much later in the process. And it wasn't even them that told me. It was another doctor. So I felt very uncomfortable and really spiraled into the fact that, like, I ended up having to go to residential, which that ended up being awful, but just because the residential place was shit. But we've talked about that. So I won't beat a dead horse. Which, even though that's my style. But yeah, so, like, if I just, like, I wanted to tell them ahead of time so that if they were gonna move it, they could move it now before I'm solely invested in, yes, I'm getting top surgery in March. Because I can't do another short-term cancellation like that. I mean, it's just beyond what I can emotionally and mentally take. So, but this month, I forgot what day it is. This month, I'm going to be meeting with a new plastic surgeon. And this plastic surgeon has a reputation of being more understanding of people with mental health issues. And so she tends to look at things on a case-by-case basis. So I might schedule out with her and then see what happens with my other one. And if it ends up going through, then I'll cancel the appointment. But that's my plan right now, because I need someone who understands that I'm in a state of near constant mental distress in one way or another. I haven't been normal-ish since my concussion in 2019, the end of 2019. And I haven't gone a year without being hospitalized for SI. I haven't. And honestly, this past year, with everything that happened, I probably shouldn't have gone as long as I did without being hospitalized. But I want this surgery so bad that I'm willing to, like, potentially risk things, which, you can tell me all day long I shouldn't risk this and it's not worth it. And, what's the point of getting a surgery if you're not around to enjoy it? All that shit just fucking flows through my head. And all I hear is, I'm never going to get top surgery. I'm never going to get top surgery. And maybe that's just like, a stupid thing that my brain's doing. Very possible. My brain's done stupid things before once or twice. But, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. But I will be mentally better once I get this surgery. Now, this surgery has made me a lot more nervous about just my state of well-being after my surgery because I have not mentally handled this well. The constant pain, the collapsed lungs, the prolonged recovery because of the collapsed lungs, the no surgery, the shutting myself off from everyone. Because I can't go out, I can't drive, I can't do anything. So it's just really challenging, and it makes me worry a lot more about my mental health after my top surgery. But again, one thing at a time. I can only worry about that. So yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think I'll do one more row and maybe call it a day. Just started a new row. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty bag-like. Could put something in here. I saw a really pretty bag design. It was another market bag design. I wanted to do something different than traditional mesh. But then, like this. But then, the holes were so big, and I wanted to potentially make these for Pride. And, the holes were so big that I was worried that, a lot of stuff would fall through. So I was I didn't know its functional. They were using it as a fruit basket, and fruit produce bag in the picture, and it looked like maybe an arch shell stitch or something like that. Had pretty big holes, and just with the stretching of the fabric as the weight of the apples were in there. So they used the smaller apples, but one of those apples almost fit through the hole. That's how big it was, and I was that's a bad idea. So I know I could reduce stretching by changing my yarn, but I just don't want to. Honestly, I work with cotton almost exclusively on a order by order basis with my packers. I would much rather feel something softer going through my fingers than cotton. And also, it's just for me, it's not something I buy so regularly. So other than for packers, so it's just acrylic yarn is so damn cheap, and so I've decided to go with a smaller hole, because even when it stretches, pens and smaller things are gonna fall through, but you're not gonna have apple-sized things coming through. I don't think so, at least, but so I thought about making using the design that the zigzag popcorn stitch that I did a tutorial on my other channel, but those holes can get a little big too. They're not tremendous, but I do think that if I was using cotton, I would go for it, but because I'm not, I'm gonna just do this. Okay, halfway around. Looking pretty good. I love the sparkle. So pretty. And it's like softer than you would expect with the amount of metallic that it has. It still like has like the occasional like scratchy from metallic. Because the metallic is very thin, it's definitely not bad. I would say it's like scarfable, but not like I wouldn't do like a tight scarf with it or um, cowl. I would have something that's kind of like loose, looser, to just be more kind of like overall warming rather than like tight warming. Now that I've said that I'm gonna finish, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna go take a nap. It's 8:30 in the morning. But I've been up since 5 today, so maybe I'll get something to eat. Try to stay up. I'm trying to like make myself stay awake, but it just delays my nap time. Okay. Coming around to the last corner for today. Maybe I'll finish this bag by June. Okay, so this is what we have thus far. Nice little boat with a lot of holes on it. I don't suspect it would float very well, but nice little bag size, tote bag size. I didn't even count the number of stitches, although if you take the number of holes in each row and you divide them by 2, that's how many stitches I did at the bottom. But yeah, so here it is thus far, and I hope you enjoy, this video. Oh, just such one of my sessions. Sorry I'm a whiny little bitch, but the truth is, I hope you have a great day, or night, morning, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you later.